We're at the Lake Geneva Raceway in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin for the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. It's the opening round of the 1996 SOTA World Series of Off-Road Racing. And hello again, everybody. I'm Marty Reed, along with former USAC National Champion Larry Rice. And you're looking at Class 8 as they are. And this is the view you'll have as we go on board with former Class 13 champion Brendan Gaughan. He has stepped up to Class 8. Now, here is what 8 is all about.
They're two-wheel drive production pickups, 500 and 850 horsepower. Vehicle weight must be 10 pounds per cubic inch with a minimum of 3,500 pounds of weight of the truck.
And here we are with the starting grid. It'll be a Le Mans-style start as we get ready. Normally, we'd be talking about Jimmy Johnson in the pits, but Jimmy's doing double duty. He is going to race this year. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. Here is the Justice Brothers starting grid. Scott Taylor from Belvedere, Illinois. Jed Flannery from the Wisconsin Dells. Also in the field, Jimmy Crowder all the way from Tallahassee, Florida. Dave Hawkers is also going to be in this field, De Pere, Wisconsin. It's the largest Class 8 field we have seen. And there's Jimmy from El Cajon, California. That's right, he is back behind the wheel, and he'll still be working for us. Brendan Gaughan, we told you about him. He's from Las Vegas, Nevada. Dan Vanden Heuvel, the Flying Dutchman from Appleton, Wisconsin. Moving up from his Class 9-10 championship buggy ride, Jeff Probst from New Lenox, Illinois. And Johnny Greaves, he's in a Class 8 as well. He'll also be running in Class 7S. Andy Wald. Wald is from Pierre, South Dakota, and a newcomer to the series. And here's the rest of the starting grid as we're just about ready to go racing. 15 trucks in all.
There was rain here on Friday. You're going to see the puddles. You can see them right down there in front of these trucks right now as we're riding along with Brendan Gaughan with our onboard camera. You're looking what he's seeing, and also with Jimmy Johnson. From this truck, it's going to be his first ride this year with this truck. We got both front and rear views out of his truck.
And we've also got audio communication. We'll be able to listen in. The green flag flies. The 1996 SOTA World Series of Off-Road Racing is underway. It's a drag race down to the first corner. A hard 180-degree right-hander. Look out who is in front. It looks like it's the brand new Ford of Scott Taylor.
Yes, and Flannery is right behind him. Things get real crowded as they get into this first corner. As Brendan Gaughan, oops, he got into somebody just trying to get around that first tire mark.
And that was Johnny Greaves sliding inside. It was Jim Barringer that had the contact with Brendan Gaughan. So right now it's Scott Taylor, Jed Flannery, and Andy Walden. And pick a driver because they are nose to tail. Oh, my. Scott Taylor already opened it up. This is a brand new Ford, and it looks like they have done their homework.
It certainly does. But if you remember right, last year he got off to some really good starts. Then they had some trouble later on and broke down.
One of the other things they've done is they have eliminated the Class 7S program. He's not running that truck at all this year. They're focusing entirely on Class 8. Working their way into the switchback section, you see that they've got a few rhythm jumps they have to maneuver. Then they go for another hard left-hander, a 180-degree turn. This is Jimmy Johnson. That's Andy Wald in front of him.
Doing good, doing good.
Man, oh man, they like what he's doing anyway, don't they?
Well, he has moved into fourth place around Andy Wald, and boy, look at the log jam behind him, and I wonder if some of these guys might have picked the wrong tire combination.
Well, it's a brand new season. Everybody's got new trucks. They've got new things that they've tried, so it's going to take them a little while to sort these things out. Not only the tires, but the rest of the truck as well.
We're on board there for a moment with Brendan Gaughan. It didn't sound like his motor was in full song. This is the battle for fifth. That's Dan Vanden Heuvel and Andy Wald. Whoa, up on the bicycle is Vanden Heuvel. He saves it, but he is going to lose the position.
He did a terrific job turning that thing to the left and keeping it from going over. Usually when you get that high, it's tough to get it back on the ground.
Boy, look at the lead that Scott Taylor has over Jed Flannery. And yes, Jed is the son of Jack Flannery. There is Jimmy Crowder in third. There's Jimmy Johnson running in fourth. That is the new Herzog Racing Class 8, built from the ground up this year.
And he's very excited about this brand new opportunity. He's all over Jimmy Crowder right in front of him. Right there, he gives him a little tap. Looks like he might have a chance to get around him as they head into this left-hander. Nice job.
Good job.
Yeah, the team liked it too. Let's just ride along. Did he say something about the motor?
Say it again, Jimmy. Say it again when you get a chance.
Yeah, not even the crew's sure right now. Let's listen in some more.
Nothing.
Well, he said something, and I'm wondering if he's got a problem.
He does have a problem, I think. They had a fuel line problem earlier. I think it's just a continuation of that. They went through and replaced some of it, but obviously they didn't find the real problem.
There is Jed Flannery. He is in second place. Jimmy Johnson in third. Then it's Jimmy Crowder and Dan Vanden Heuvel. Now, what are these guys fighting for? Well, it's the True Value Pro Series Championship. And you score points just like every other competition.
First place is 20 points, 16 for second, 14, 12, 11, and then 6 through 10 is a 1-point drop.
Taylor's transmission is out. Taylor is out.
Well, that was Jimmy Johnson's crew, and there is Scott Taylor.
Taylor's out, Jimmy.
Yeah, they are telling Jimmy, and Jimmy knows because he's going right by the race leader, Scott Taylor. Oh, but Taylor's moving again, so it's not totally broken.
Taylor is running again.
And that's the communication with Jimmy Johnson and his pit
Taylor
crew.
is running again.
And they are letting him know, but it looks like he is limping around, and I don't know if this is going to be terminal or not.
Once you stop on the course, you have smoke coming out of the truck. It's not a very good sign. But look here, Jimmy Johnson. He's gaining a little bit on Flannery. I don't know whether there's enough time left for him to catch or not, but right now he's gaining on him.
So does he have a fuel line problem? Can Jed Flannery hold on? We're going to find out. Don't go anywhere. We've got more of the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100 as you take a look at the leaderboard. Along with Larry Rice, I'm Marty Reed. We're at Lake Geneva Raceway for the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100, and this is the battle for the lead. A battle between two Chevys, Jed Flannery and Jimmy Johnson. And there's the view.
Good job, Jimmy. Good job. Stay right there. You're doing good. Stay with me. I can't go. The motor's not running at all. Oh, we understand. Just be patient. Let him make a mistake. Let him make a mistake.
That's great advice from the crew. He's putting the pressure on. He's right behind Flannery, so let Flannery make the mistake. Don't you make the mistake. But he's still having trouble with the engine. You heard him say something's not right with that engine.
As we go back into the battle for third place, it's Jimmy Crowder right in front of Dan Vanden Heuvel, and there is Scott Taylor. Oh, and the 899 of Jeff Probst out of his first Class A race, and then it looks like that one is permanent.
Yeah, I think they've got a broken steering shaft, they're telling us. So you can't steer it, you can't drive it.
There is Jimmy, as he's got damage now in the right rear quarter panel. These two trucks are reeling him in. Jimmy Crowder and Dan Vanden Heuvel. There's the view.
Jimmy, just grab the finish. Don't push it.
Oh, it looks like he stalled.
He did stall. That thing died. You can hear him restart the engine and take off again. Quick thinking on Jimmy's part to get that thing going that quickly without losing the spot.
On board now, back further in the pack. That is 10th place, Brendan Gaughan. Dave Hawker's right in front of him.
And you can see there's a few rocks in this course. Brendan getting pounded by a couple of them. Whoops.
That is Andy Wall. Boy, Andy had a great start to this race, fell back a little bit, and look at the right front suspension. It is snapped.
And look at Jed Flannery doing a great job. This is a 3-year-old truck, the same one that his father drove 3 years ago. And he's running that baby pretty hard. Look at the lead he's got on the rest of the pack.
I'll tell you what, it is looking very good for him right now. That is Jimmy Johnson being passed for position by Jimmy Crowder. We go on board, and Jimmy has got second place, and the troubles for Jimmy Johnson continue.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's got some problems with that engine. It's not very evident as we watch him, but as you hear him on the radio, you know that thing's just not running the way he wants it to run.
It looks like he is under attack also at this point for that position. There he is, Dan Vanden Heuvel right behind him. Now, Vanden Heuvel made the move from Class 13 last year into Class 8, and he is so far doing extremely well in this first round racing action here at Lake Geneva Raceway.
Well, he's up to fourth, and he's giving Jimmy all he wants. Uh-oh, Taylor's got trouble.
Word from the pits is that it is the transmission, and it looks as though it could be terminal. But look at this. This is Dan Vanden Heuvel on the left going by Jimmy Johnson.
Man, he goes in that corner really hard. Nice pass by Vanden Heuvel, but look what Jimmy Johnson does. Comes right back and goes back by him. Nice move by both of those guys.
That is his stadium racing experience. I guarantee you, the former Rookie of the Year and Super Light Champion. I've seen him make that move in the Mickey Thompson Series many times. And oh, look out, that's Johnny Grease going all the way around. Boy, that truck has taken a beating. And Brendan Gaughan has gone around us also. So he is taking 5th place. So Brendan Gaughan, where the last time we saw him 10th, as you look at Jack Flannery, boy, does he look nervous or what?
Man, he is really nervous. Fathers get that way when they watch their son.
The white flag is out for Jed Flannery. This would be his first Class 8 win. And what a way to start the 1996 Soda World Series. Look at me, he's waving to the pit crew, and they're saying, hey, concentrate.
Hey, man, you got a big lead. Take it a little bit easy here.
This is a pass for position. That's third place. Dan Vanden Heuvel has gotten around Jimmie Johnson. And boy, look at the acceleration here.
Well, he just pulls away. Obviously, Jimmy's having some sort of a problem. On the fast part of the course, Vanden Heuvel has a big, big advantage.
Back to our race leader. That is lap traffic in front of him. R.J. Flanagan in 8th place. So Jed Flannery does not have to worry about passing R.J. He can just take it easy. He's got a big enough lead.
And there's nobody else inside. As you look behind him, everybody else way, way back.
He is on the final straightaway, just a few hundred feet from the checkered flag, and his first SOTA Class 8 win. There it is, Jed Flannery, as he takes home victory number 1. Look at the arm bumping in the cockpit. And look at Dan. You think he's a happy camper?
Hey, that whole crew's got to be plenty happy after that. Nice job.
Well, Dad better get in his truck because Class 4 is coming up next. Stay with us. The celebration at Victory Lane. Jed Flannery, your winner in Class 8 here at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. Jimmy Crowder, Dan Vanden Heuvel, Jimmie Johnson, and Brendan Gaughan round out the top 5. And as this capacity crowd looks on and celebrates despite the rainy weather, we check out 6 through 10 and also check out Victory Lane where we hear from our winner.
Well, I'm telling you, this is the first race that I've ever won, and I took seconds and thirds, but I got to be the happiest person in the world right now. And I tell you, big thanks goes out to the people from GM Powertrain and Chevrolet and all the good people behind me. I got 4 guys, like I say, 4 guys that work on my truck on their spare times, and this goes to show you what you can do on your spare time. Come number 1. I am the happiest man in the world. I'll tell you, well, a lot of thanks goes out to Parsons. Parsons helped me get me rolling on the big screen here, and Flannery Racing jumped in, and we all got a good team, and we all worked together and put 100% in, and it 100% came out.
Dave Parsons was the man he drove for the last 2 years, and a big help in this entire Flannery Racing effort. Jed picking up the 20 points that goes with first place, and there you see on down through the top 10 as these guys begin the battle for the 1996 True Value Pro Series crown in Class 8. Now take a look at this pit area, 230 entries. The growth of the SOTA World Series of Off-Road Racing has just been phenomenal over the past few years. We're going to start a new segment called our BF Goodrich News and Notes, which will update you on what's happening back in the pits as well as on the track. Here's Larry Rice.
We've told you already about the changes in Class 8. Well, Class 4 is no exception. Defending class champion Rob McEachran leaves Rampage Racing to join Venable Racing. Jim Venable last ran SOTA with Robbie Gordon back in 1989. Scott Douglas leaves Herzog Racing and joins the class champion Rampage Racing team in a 4-wheel drive truck. The last time we saw Scott in a 4, this spectacular rollover in Milan, Michigan last year. Californian Greg George joins Mike Leslie Racing, while his driver last year, Steve Kelly, subs for Walker Evans Class 4. That's right, Class 8 champion Walker Evans will be in a 4-wheel drive truck for the first time in his legendary career. In Class 7S, California Desert Racer Andy Way is driving Scott Taylor's truck for his first SOTA effort. And finally, buggy champion Todd Attig will be racing a truck again. Our best memory of Todd in a truck, back when he's just a pup in 1989 with this rollover at Crandon.
So now you're caught up to date with all the BF Goodrich news and notes, and we're getting ready for Class 4 racing action. And take a look at this brand new third truck in line there, the yellow paint job. That is defending driving champion Rob McEachran in the True Value Pro Series. Here's what 4 is all about.
4-wheel drive production pickup trucks, 500 to 850 horsepower, 10 pounds per cubic inch weight with 3,500 pounds minimum.
And here is our True Value starting grid. The man they want to take the crown away from, Rob McEachran from Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the guys who wants to do it is Jack Flannery from the Wisconsin Dells. And then there's Scott Douglas. He has moved into the ride, formerly held by McEachran. Jeff Dorr, he'll be in the number 417. He's from Rockford, Illinois, a former class champion. Steve Kelly will be driving in the number 420, subbing for Walker Evans. Greg Gerlach in the 402 from Dakota, Minnesota. Also, Kurt LeDuc in the 443 from Cherry Valley, California. From North Franklin, Connecticut, Scott Smith. Also in this starting field, Kevin Probst in the 499 from New Lenox, Illinois. Jeff Holcher from Coleman, Wisconsin. He's also in the 444. Greg George, a rookie on the circuit, but not a rookie to off-road racing. Out to Loma, California, his hometown. Take a look at this starting field as you get Gerald Foster, Roy Stack, and Jim Ladiga also out there, as we have a total of 16 trucks taking the green flag. As we go on board with Scott Douglas, that's his view. He is well back in the pack, about, well, right on the right side of the screen. Here it goes. Green flag flies.
That's Scott Douglas way out of the grass. He got around at least 2 trucks on that original start. But look at Greg George. He's got a nice lead going into the first corner.
Kurt LeDuc in the blue 443 trying to hold on to second place. He's in between vehicles.
Man, look at that squeeze job. He got pinched in between 2 trucks right there.
Rob McCachran and Jeff Dorr were the squeezers. He was the squeezee.
He certainly was. He's done a nice job to get back going as good as he did. As we take a look now from Scott Douglas's view, he's running in 6th and trying to chase those guys down.
There is your race leader. That's Greg George. Second place is Rob McCachran. Third is Jeff Dorr. And look at the battle for fourth. That is LeDuc trying to hold off Jack Flannery. Flannery on the right side of the screen, on the outside of the corner.
Boy, does Jack Flannery attack a racetrack. Look at the way he drives that truck. He's everywhere, and he's really on the gas.
Back on board with Scott Douglas. You're going to get a ringside seat as we're watching Flannery work on LeDuc.
And he works on anybody that's within his sight. He drives the truck 100% every time he's in it.
Around that hard 180-degree turn, there is your running order. LeDuc, oh, and look at the Flannery battle. Flannery gets around LeDuc. Can he hold the position in this mud? Yes, he has got it. So now it is Flannery in front of Kurt LeDuc. That is 4th and 5th. Back to race leader. That is Greg George right in front of Rob McCachran. Whoa, McCachran looks like he was a nose heavy on the landing, and I see Tarzan. Oh, my. What a crash involving Rob McCachran and Larry. I don't know what went wrong, but he endoed hard.
Well, you can see on the edge of your screen that back end got way high as he came over that jump. Obviously, the front end dug in, and he just went for a very hard endo.
Well, we are getting just the tail end. Look at this.
It comes down very hard on the nose. That really hurts the driver as much as anything when those things stop so suddenly.
Well, the best news we can pass along is there is Rob McCachran out of the truck. He looks to be shaken, but as James Bond would say, not stirred. And that's, boy, that's amazing. Look at this hit.
Right there, you can see the nose of the truck heading down. It dug in, went way up in the air, came down right there. That's what really hurts when he come down that hard.
Working on the truck out there with the shocks a little bit in practice, and looks like it had a little bit more of a kick than I thought it did. And coming over that jump there, you know, it got up and kicked real hard, caught on the front bumper, and then went over. So it's a shame, you know, but the Ortho truck's running real good. We're going to do some testing before the next race and come out and put this thing in the winner's circle.
Well, it's definitely going to hurt him in the points, but it's great to see that he's okay. There's the battle for second place. That is Jeff Dorr holding off Jack Flannery. At least he's trying to. Look out, fellas.
Flannery went into that corner 1,000,000 miles an hour. He got up over into the loose stuff, but he doesn't give up very easily, I'll tell you.
Yeah, when you get outside that groove, especially with this wet mud, I mean, it really slowed him down. Look at how much ground he lost, but boy, he's reeling him back in.
He's very, very fast. He gets through those corners, those slow corners especially, as good as anybody. But right now, it looks like he's actually lost a little bit of ground here in this last couple of slow corners.
The interesting thing is Jack has a new truck in the process of being built. The team is not quite finished with it, so this is last year's model, which he did not have a very good season with. There is Kurt LeDuc. He is currently running in 4th position, and there is 5th place Scott Douglas as we're on board. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll find out if anyone can catch Greg George. Marty Reed, Larry Rice back with you at Lake Geneva Raceway for the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. And you're looking at Greg George right there. He is in 1st place. Here comes the battle for 2nd. Jeff Dorr and Jack Flannery, they look to be almost side by side, but Dorr's got the opening.
Dorr's in front. He's got the groove. Flannery's got to find a way to get around him. He's tried a little bit of everything, inside, outside, but so far Dorr has closed the door, so to speak.
So these two battling for it, and you really can't afford to get outside the race line in the corner as they head for the right hand. Whoa, what is that? That's Gerald Foster, and boy, that truck is torn up. Gerald Foster, who was running back in the middle of the pack, and let's see if we can find out on replay what happened.
That's Foster on the right side. Ooh, he got together with Kelly. He got T-boned right on the right side of the truck. Looks like he didn't have too much damage from that, though.
Well, there he just had some, oh my, now we know why it is torn up. He gets caught in a rut. in that right-hand corner, and boy, just rolled it about 2 times.
That was a big-time clip right there.
So now we've got the battle. Greg George just pulled away and is running away with this race. That is lap traffic in the middle of the battle for second. That's Dorr on the left, Flannery on the right. It looks like Flannery's got him this time.
He did a good job. He guessed right on the lap traffic. He got into the corner, got on the brakes, and got back in the groove, shut off Dorr so that he couldn't get back around it.
So Jack Flannery in last year's truck is in second place. Back on board with Scott Douglas. Douglas, boy, he doesn't look to be going too fast there, but now he's back in the throttle.
Well, this racetrack's a little bit deceiving. When you get on that pavement, you don't get as good a grip sometimes as you do on the dirt with the tires the way they groove them.
So back to Kurt Leduc. He is in 4th place. Kurt looking like he has fallen back a bit from that battle for second and third. Kurt has run several times in the Soda Series, but this is his first full season that he plans to campaign. Oh, Flannery looks to be slowing down, and look at Jeff Dorr blow by.
Yeah, he's got some big-time problems. He slowed way, way down because Dorr went by him like he was kind of stopped on the racetrack right there.
So Jeff Dorr has moved back into second place. He is going to try and catch Greg George, but I'm not sure anybody is going to catch Greg today. And there is a look at our race leader, Greg George, all the way from California, Mike Leslie Racing, and they are doing a great job. There is the red rookie plate that all rookies must wear, but as we've already talked about, Greg George is not a rookie by any stretch of the imagination. Here he comes to take the white flag. We are on the final lap. Now, we talked about Kurt Leduc losing contact in that battle for 3rd place. Well, here is the reason why. He had a little bit of a spin earlier, but that spin has not cost him a position. He is still running in 4th. Back to real-time action with our race leader, Greg George. He is on his final lap. In fact, look at this. This is now the battle, and it looks like Jack Flannery has slowed even more, Larry.
He slowed way down. Leduc's going to go right on by him, and you can see Flannery's just trying to nurse that thing back to the checkered flag so he can pick up some points in this series.
Here comes Greg George, and the Mike Leslie Racing team is going to be celebrating. The rookie takes the checkered flag to win Class 4 here at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100 at the Lake Geneva Raceway here in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll talk to our winner, and then we'll also set the stage for Class 7S. Back at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100, let's check the Class 4 final results. Behind runaway winner Greg George, it was Jeff Dorr, Kurt Leduc, Jack Flannery holds on for 4th. Scott Douglas rounds out the top 5. As you take a look through 6th through 10th position, we'll make our way down to victory lane where we'll hear from Greg George.
Tell you what, that was probably one of my easiest races because we got out front, and when you're out front, it's up to you not to make any mistakes and keep the pace up. And I got to hand it to my crew. We worked extremely hard right up into the minute of the race, and tell you what, together with BF Goodrich tires and American Racing Wheels, combination out here with tires, and suspension, and motor, and we had the perfect combination, and we just ran a good, strong, hard race with no mistakes.
Well, have we seen the dawn of a new star in the Soda World Series of Off-Road Racing? Greg George is atop the True Value Pro Series after round number 1. It's easy to figure out the points after the first race. It gets a little more confusing as the year goes on. There is 6 through 10 as we now get ready for Class 7S action. These are the mini pickups, and boy, you talk about fun and thrilling in a competitive field. We have got a total of 18 trucks getting ready to take the green flag here in Class 7S. What's the class all about? Well, here's Larry.
These are production mini or mid-size pickups, 2-wheel drive, 4-cylinder engine, 200 horsepower, but a minimum weight of 2,800 pounds. These are exciting little trucks.
On board, that's the view, and there is Art Schmidt, defending class champion, giving a wave to the crowd, or is he waving to you, Larry?
I'm not real sure.
Here's a good look at Art Schmidt as we take a look at our True Value starting grid. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Then, 2 years ago, this man was the champion, Johnny Greaves. He wants it back. He's from De Pere. Jeff Kincaid, a good, strong runner. Had some problems mechanically last year. Here's Todd Addick making his season debut in 7S. Bill Bowles from Belgium, Wisconsin, along with Al Walentowski. He's from Pickerel, Wisconsin. Then there's Michael Burke. Michael called Watertown, Wisconsin home. Also in the starting field, Donnie Roberts from Spooner, Wisconsin. And then Tom Hockers from Greenleaf, Wisconsin. Larry Beyer from West Bend, Wisconsin. He's 31 years old. Mark Eberhardt from Ripon, Wisconsin, also in this 18 truck field. And to prove that not everyone is from Wisconsin, Jim Moskalik, his hometown, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Here's the rest of the 18 truck field that's making this grid. And a Le Mans type start, and if you're in the back, buddy, you got a long way to go.
It's tough to start way in the back. You know, 18 trucks back, you're 100 yards behind everybody else right off the start, and it's tough to make that up.
That is Art Schmidt out on the grass on the left side. Boy, he did not have one of the best starting positions. Here we go, and Jimmy Crowder has the early lead. Yes, that is the same Jimmy Crowder that ran earlier in Class 8. You're on board with Art Schmidt.
Boy, look at this. He's trying to find a way to get around that whole bunch of trucks up there. They've got the roadblock for, oh, man, he doesn't make it at all.
Oh, Art Schmidt makes an error in turn number 1, and he has just made himself dead last in his 18 truck field. This is going to be fun.
And he got a terrific start and then got up there and got all bunched up and just had all kinds of trouble. Too bad for him.
Well, it's going to be fun to see if he can work his way back through this pack. Let's take a look now. There's Jimmy Crowder. Tallahassee, Florida is home for Jimmy. Second place is Johnny Greaves. Todd Addig in third.
Those 3 trucks have pulled out to a pretty good lead off of everybody else. As we see 4 through 10 back there all kind of in a bunch.
Yeah, let's set it for you. It's Michael Burke in 4th, Jeff Kincaid in 5th, Bill Bowles, and Andy Way. So, we've got a rollover in the corner back there. That is Jim Moskalik. So Minneapolis, Minnesota's Jim Moskalik finds himself looking upside down, sort of sideways.
Boy, that's a tough break for him.
Take another look at it. We'll see what happens. Keep an eye on that truck right in the corner, catches the rut, and he's up on his side just that quickly.
Yeah, not much you can do when you get in there like that. You're getting in pretty hot. You catch a rut just wrong, and you're over.
Back to the race leader. This is Jimmy Crowder. Boy, he has opened up a sizable margin over Johnny Greaves in the Toyota.
And he did the same thing.
No!
He did exactly the same thing. Went in there, caught that rut, tipped the thing over just on its side. But you're stuck when you're like that.
Well, you caught that, Larry. I didn't see him going up on the bicycle, but you're right. He just laid it over, and guess who now has the lead? De Beers, Johnny Greaves.
Greaves was sitting there waiting. I bet he was real surprised when he went through that corner and saw Crowder laying sideways.
Greaves won the championship 2 years ago, finished second to Art Schmidt last year, and boy, he now sees victory in sight. Now that is Todd Addig and Jeff Kincaid battling it out for second.
Yeah, Addig, this is his first time he's been in this truck, remember? First time in a truck like this. He's doing a really nice job hanging on the second spot.
Boy, take a look as the onboard camera system. Now you find out what it's like to be back in the back of the pack. You eat a lot of mud.
Boy, you sure do. And I tell you, that's exactly what the driver sees. A lot of times you got to reach up there and knock that off with your hands. Sometimes you can't do it if it's too muddy, but it's not a very clear sight from back there in the pack.
It does not look like he's able to make ground up. He's in 12th right now, moved up 6 positions, but he's got a long way to go. There is the margin between Greaves, and here's Addig and Kincaid.
Addig, of course, a buggy champion. He's a perennial champion, and he's doing very well in his first time out in one of these trucks.
And he is going to be racing the entire year in that Class 7 vehicle. And boy, look at the margin back. See the red, white, and blue Nissan? That is Art Schmidt. And oh, he's got a pass for 11th place, but then he bogs down.
I think maybe it might have popped out of gear. These are manual transmissions. When you get in a situation like that, sometimes you just miss the gear or pops out and you slow way down like that.
Oh, look out, Larry Beyer just catches a rut, and he finds himself on his side and watches the world go by.
We've seen a lot of that in this particular race. These little trucks catch those big ruts. It turns them over very, very easily.
There's the battle for 4th place now between Bill Bowles in front of Andy Way, and Andy looks like he's looking to the inside.
He's down on the inside. He's hard on the throttle trying to get around Bowles. Can't do it. Bowles gets better traction, pulls away.
Word from pit lane is that Andy Way may be having a second gear transmission problem. For more from the pits, let's go to Jimmy Johnson.
Hey guys, the talk on pit lane is Todd Addig. As we all know, he races a buggy normally. This year he moved to the 7 truck, and he's doing really good. He's running second. He has a lot of crews nervous here on pit lane.
Right now, he is in that battle for second place with Jeff Kincaid. There is the battle for 4th. Way has gotten around. Oh, I can see why. Look at the left rear. The left rear of Bill Bowles is flat, and you're not going anywhere that way.
No, you can't do anything with the left rear tire that's flat. All you can do is kind of hang on, hope you can get it around to the finish line, and keep the truck running.
So Bill Bowles is going to try and score as many points as he can. Andy Way inherits the position, and it's probably good fortune for Andy Way because it is confirmed now he does not have second gear. Now this is the 733 of Todd Attic and Jeff Kincaid. Kincaid gets around Attic.
Kincaid did a very nice job getting the line, taking that position away. Oh, he gets all sideways over that jump, though.
Can Jeff Kincaid or Todd Attic reel in Johnny Greaves? We'll find out at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. Don't go anywhere. Back at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100, I'm Marty Reed, along with Larry Rice, Jimmy Johnson, roving pit lane, and there is race leader Johnny Greaves. You want to see where second place is? Well, we're going to have to wait a bit because Greaves has got a huge lead there on the right side. Todd Attic. And you're wondering, well, wait a minute, I thought Jeff Kincaid was in second place before the commercial. Well, he was, but he has had one of those slight malfunctions and is out of this race, and we're making our way back, and we'll try and catch up with all that. There's Andy Way. Andy, the beneficiary of no second gear, but everybody else's misfortune.
Man, he didn't get over that jump very good. That thing got a little tail high and sideways, looked like, as he came down.
And there is Art Schmidt getting around Bill Bowles. Bowles with that flat left rear, and what a story. Schmidt 18th at the end of the first corner, now 4th, and this is what happened just moments ago. That was Jeff Kincaid at the top of the screen as he broke, and then here's what happened to Richard Snell as he came through the corner and caught that run.
Just tips over. It doesn't look like a very hard rollover. It doesn't hurt the trucks too bad, but it sure puts you out of commission.
Well, Bill Bowles has made it into pit lane. That left rear is going to be changed as he stayed out as long as he could, but could not make it up without making the change. Here is Jimmy Johnson.
Bill Bowles in on an unwanted pit stop. He came down pit lane very fast. The tire that came off the truck has a puncture in the side of it where a rock went right through the sidewall. He's gone.
So Bill Bowles drops down to 8th place, but at least he's out there running again with 4 good tires. Uh-oh, this is Andy Way, and he's looking for something.
And he's trying to find another gear. He lost second earlier. Looks like he's running through all of them, trying to find just one that'll work, and he finally gets one going a little bit.
Coming into view now, Bill Bowles and Tom Hockers. They find themselves back now trying to struggle on through, but the story of the race is right there. Art Schmidt, he's now in 4th after being in 18th. Here's Jimmy Johnson with Michael Burke in the pits.
Broken shack I'm from. We had this Chevy running pretty good last year. We tried to change a little suspension, get it a little bit better. I guess it ain't quite perfect yet.
The track pretty rough?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of potholes, a lot of ditches. It was holding up for quite a while, so.
Well, there, the 737 is your race leader going around another slower vehicle. That is Johnny Greaves, and he's on his final lap.
He's done a terrific job. He's run right out in front the whole race. Nobody's even been close to him after he once got around Crowder there at the beginning.
If he holds on for this win, and it looks like he's going to do it, it'll be 3 years in a row that he has won the opening race here at Lake Geneva. So he obviously likes this layout, and his off-season preparation, obviously a compliment to he and his team.
Anytime you have a team like this that prepares like they do, they're going to win their share of races. I don't care what racetrack they run on.
Look at him bumping his fist into the air. Johnny Greaves is going to get the hat trick. 3 in a row here at Lake Geneva as he wins Class 7S. But there is more drama on the race course. The real battle is for second place. It is between Art Schmidt in the back there. Then there's Todd Attic in front and Andy Way on the left. So this is for position, Larry.
And look at Schmidt. He is really after those guys. He's come a long way. He's going to go for the whole castle right now. He's around one truck, and he gets the other one coming down for that final checkered flag.
Well, he got by Andy Way, so Schmidt is now in 3rd. That's Todd Attic right in front of him. Slower traffic could come into play here. This 180-degree left-hander. Low, look out!
Did you see the way he set him up? He went real high into that corner, real low off, got the advantage coming off. He was not to be denied coming through there.
So Art Schmidt comes back from 18th place, gets a little love tap there from Todd Attic, but does not offset the balance of the vehicle. And it looks like Art Schmidt is going to come from 18th to finish 2nd. What's that say for the rest of the year?
Man, did you see those guys? Every one of them bumping and banging. They didn't want to give up. What a race for second place.
Stay with us when we come back. We will go to the winner's circle and our manufacturer's challenge race. Back at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100, some familiar names at the top of the chart are John Greaves and Art Schmidt, and of course rookie Todd Attic in Class 7S, followed by Andy Way and Jimmy Crowder rounding out the top 5. There are positions 6 through 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10.
Thanks, Marty. We're down here in the pits with the winner of the first 7S class victory this year, John Greaves. John, what did you think when you went down there and saw Crowder upside down?
Oh, I was kind of thankful. You know, Jimmy was running strong. He ran strong in his 8, and I watched him in practice, and he was definitely strong. So I knew he was going to give me a run, and I was just letting the track dry out and hoping I could reel him in, but it did help when he went over.
How important is it to win the first race of the year?
Oh, I think it's real important. You know, it sets the pace. Your adrenaline's plumping. I'm gonna go into Antigo hoping we can just repeat it again, and if everything goes right, that Toyota will do it again.
Well, let's take a look at Class 7S in the True Value Pro Series. John Greaves on top of Art Schmidt. Boy, these two guys, over the last couple of years, they have owned Class 7S. But Todd Attic making a statement as well as we look on down 6 through 10, and we get ready now for the Manufacturer's Challenge, the showdown between Class 4 and Class 8. For the last 2 years, Jack Flannery has won this event here at Lake Geneva. The crowd is ready for this big event.
Traditionally, this is one of the biggest events of the day because the crowd loves the challenge between these two types of trucks.
Let's take a look now at our Justice Brothers starting grid. Jed Flannery, our winner in Class 8, will try and make it 2 for 2. Jeff Dorr will try and improve on his second place finish from his Class 4 race. Scott Taylor can go nowhere but up. He was 11th in Class 8 competition earlier in the day. And then Jack Flannery. He finished 4th in Class 4. Remember, he is the guy who's won this 2 in a row. Walker Evans did not run. His truck did, so he qualifies. Dan Vandenheuvel, the 877, he was 3rd in his race. 5th place in Class 4 went to Scott Douglas. Then the 888 of Jimmy Johnson. He'll be looking to improve on his 4th place finish. Then 8th place for Jeff Holcher in Class 4. And then the 820, Brendan Gaughan. He finished 5th in his Class 8 debut. And then the 3rd place finisher in Class 4, Kurt Leduc, in this starting field as well. So there you see, as we look down the rest of the starting grid, a total of 16 trucks, and I don't want to be in the back, Larry.
No, you don't want to be in the back, but I tell you, this Le Mans start makes for a very exciting start for everybody. You got to get a good start, though, to win this race. Here we see Scott Douglas's view out of his truck. This is what Brendan Gaughan's going to see from his position in the truck.
We've got 2 more onboard views for you. That's out the rear of Walker Evans, Class 4. And then there is the view from Jimmy Johnson's Class 8. So we are just about ready for the green flag to fly. Watch that gentleman there in the white uniform. If he waves, there it goes, and we're underway, and you're on board with Jimmy Johnson.
And look at the start. Jimmy Johnson got a very good start, except Flannery gets around him on the left-hand side as they head down into this first corner. Let's see what he can do.
Get ready to eat some dirt, folks.
Oh, he got banged right there from the left-hand side. Almost got into the tire on the right side.
That was Scott Taylor that gave him a little nudge there, so he finds himself back in 4th place. The leader right now is Scott Douglas, Jack Flannery in 2nd, Taylor 3rd, Jimmy Johnson in 4th. And there is Kurt Leduc in 5th, Brendan Gaughan in 6th, Jeff Dorr 7th, and Greg Gerlach is 8th. And now they're on that long back straightaway.
Let's watch as they enter this next corner. The first 2 trucks are the 4-wheel drive trucks. They have a different pulling power off the corners. They have a big advantage on a racetrack like this.
There you see the leaders blow past our speed shot and now into the rhythm section, the switchback area. And boy, Flannery is all over. Look at it. He's got an inside line. Can he get around Douglas? Boy, Douglas gets some nice acceleration.
He sure does, but he goes a little high right there. Flannery couldn't take advantage of it. Flannery attacks this racetrack like nobody else in this race. He goes after the corners very, very hard every corner.
Well, these two have pulled out about a 4-truck length lead over Scott Taylor in 3rd place. Jimmy Johnson still in 4th.
Yeah, you can see as they take this jump, they have pulled out a pretty good advantage. Taylor's really hard after him right there. Jimmy Johnson's got trouble. The left rear came off that truck back there.
Look at this. It looks like the whole axle has snapped.
It is. The axle's in 2. The axle broke. You can see half of it laying there. The wheels are at a 45-degree angle.
Well, Jimmy Johnson's day, to say the least, is over. We won't be hearing any audio communications with the team at this point. And as we look back now, we're finding Brendan Gaughan trying to work his way, because, boy, that truck looks like it's very stiff on the suspension.
It certainly does. It doesn't look like it gets very soft landings as he came over that last jump anyway.
Back to the leaders. It is Scott Douglas in front of Jack Flannery, and then about 3 truck lengths back, Scott Taylor is closing. There is a view out the back of Walker Evans, Class 4. Stay with us. We'll have more at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. Marty Reed and Larry Rice back with you at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. You're on board with Scott Douglas. He is the race leader. Right in front of him is Jed Flannery. Flannery not having the kind of race here in the Manufacturers Challenge that he had when he won Class 8. He is about to go a lap down, Larry.
He sure is. And you can see right there, Douglas tries to get around him, goes up a little high in this corner, still trying to get around. Let's see if he can get by. Looks like he has by now.
He has gotten past right behind. Whoa, that is Jack Flannery. Boy, what a quick change that was. Flannery gets around his son and quickly got past on the inside. But I certainly would love to be in on that family discussion after the race.
Yeah, I wonder if Jed was helping him a little bit there.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth to that one. But, boy, I'll tell you what, just that quickly, we find there is Jed Flannery trying to hold off Scott Taylor. But a lead change with Jack Flannery going for his third Manufacturers Challenge win in a row here at Lake Geneva. Scott Douglas in second. There's Jed Flannery, and there is third place Scotty Taylor.
And there's the Duke back there. He's running in fourth position. The fifth and sixth is Jeff Dorr and Brendan Gaughan going at it tooth and toenail back there.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, Brendan's truck looks like it's got some kind of handling problem. I mean, he just missed a jump there.
Man, he missed the jump, then he missed the corner completely. So he's got the right front locked up trying to get that thing woed.
And Walker Evans goes by his young teammate, and Walker is now in sixth place, and there you're looking out the back of Walker Evans' truck, and look at how quickly he goes and leaves young Brendan Gaughan in the dust.
Yeah, he's pulled away very, very quickly. Listen to that truck. He's really on the throttle.
This is the battle for second. Scott Taylor puts some pressure. Oh, and he gets into and goes all the way around as he tags Scott Douglas.
He cut that course. He went inside that tire. Is that allowable?
Well, technically, Larry, cutting the course is a penalty, so we'll have to wait and see. You know, the driving committee may not have spotted that. Their eyes may have been somewhere else on the course. We'll find out if they throw a black flag.
Look at Flannery. He's pulled out into a huge lead. He is on the throttle, and he's still attacking the racetrack just as hard as he was when he was racing those guys door handle to door handle.
Remember, this is a year-old truck also, and it was one that he is looking forward to replacing at our next stop at Antigo, Wisconsin. There is still the battle for second and third. Scotty Taylor trying to do all he can to reel in Scott Douglas once again.
He is hard on the throttle. After that collision back there, he's really got his mindset that he's going to make up for that mistake, whether it was his fault or not. Let's watch him go through this next corner. Look at that thing, almost up on two wheels, hard on the throttle, the tail's out. That's a two-wheel drive truck, so he's going to be a little looser and a little more tail-happy than some of the four-wheel drive trucks.
Dirt tracking at its best. Scott Douglas doesn't know the exciting show that's going on behind him, but I know he can feel the pressure.
He's going to know pretty quick because Taylor's right on him right now. Taylor really has his mind made up that he's going to go after him and get him. Look at him sideways right there. Again, those two-wheel drive trucks can do that and get by with him.
Right now, this is the best battle on the race course. Scott Taylor. Oh, no, a black flag. So, cutting the course, maybe. You're right, Larry. The officials are saying we're not going to give you any advantage. So, Scott Taylor must pull into the penalty area. So, that cut did cost him.
That's supposed to be a stop and go. That looked more like a slow down and go right there. He didn't stop at the black flag.
He is back out on the race course and a long way to go to catch up. Can anyone catch Jack Flannery? It looks like now Scott Douglas has the best chance. Stay with us. Back for the checkered flag after this. Marty Reed along with Larry Rice, and we have 2 laps remaining here in the Manufacturers Challenge at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. Jack Flannery is the race leader. He has a commanding lead at this point over that man, Scott Douglas, who just went through your screen. And here comes the hard-charging Scott Taylor. He is around Brendan Gaughan, and he is flying.
He is flying. Oh, look at this. Flannery is stopped on the course. It looks like he's out.
Jack Flannery will not win for the 3rd year in a row here in the Manufacturers Challenge. Now the complexion of this race changes completely. That is lap traffic. Rick Gerlach in front of Scott Douglas. Douglas, your race leader at this point. Scott Taylor trying to reel him in is in 2nd place.
Yeah, Scott Taylor's got a big job in front of him because, of course, with that penalty, he had to go through the pit area, slow way down. He lost an awful lot of ground, although he is flying. Look at him come over that jump and take this course. He's a little bit upset, I think, right now.
had he not had that black flag, as you look as these guys get around lap traffic, right now there's two vehicles separating first and second place, and Taylor's got a handful. This is one section of the course you don't want to run into this.
Hey, Taylor went around the outside. You don't see that very often, but he is on the throttle and after him. He knows he's got less than a lap to go, and he's going to give it a try.
Fastest truck on the race course right now because he is closing the gap.
Wow, look at that. Up there throwing that dirt. I love to see those two-wheel drive trucks doing that, and he is doing it to perfection.
This is exciting off-road racing action at its best. The race is never over in the Soto World Series. That is the guarantee we can always promise you. Look at these two.
He's made up 30 or 40 truck lengths here in the last half lap.
I don't know if he's going to have enough time, though. He's on the final straightaway. Scott Douglas came off the corner clean, up onto the pavement, in front of the crowd. They're on their feet, and they're cheering for Scott Douglas as he takes the win. Scott Taylor will finish second here in the Manufacturers Challenge at the Chevrolet Memorial Day 100. Whew, I got to catch my breath. Let's check the final results. Scott Douglas and Scott Taylor, Kurt LeDuc in third, Jeff Dorr in fourth, Walker Evans in fifth place. Let's make our way down towards victory lane as you look at 6 through 10. That's where we find Larry Rice. He has caught up with our winner. Larry, it's all yours.
Thanks, Marty. We're down here with our winner, Scott Douglas. Scott, you hit a jump really bad there at the first of the race to hurt your back.
Oh, I tell you, it was about halfway through. Just pressing real hard, trying to gain the lead, and came over this big flyer, and I don't know how much air I got, but when it landed at the bottom of the chassis, I thought it broke the truck in two, and myself too. I went for about a lap, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go on, but I don't know, just start thinking about it, and I go, win's more important. That's all I got to say. I mean, this Rampage Racing crew worked their butts off, and there's no way I'm going to quit.
Well, you sure didn't. It didn't look like you were going to have enough for Flannery, though, until right at the end.
We knew all we had to do was push him. He was smoking. I could smell it. And I tell you that, I mean, this truck is unbelievable. A Dynamax Rampage Racing truck. The BF Goodrich tires just hooked up fantastic. I mean, we're running a new tire. The guys worked real hard. And like I said, once again, I can't thank the crew enough for everything they did for me this weekend.
Well, a gutty performance, and our congratulations to Rampage Racing and Scott Douglas. Hotel accommodations for the ESPN crew provided by the Hotel Interlaken Resort and Spa in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And another thank you before we go to Van Boxtel RV. They provide our mobile facilities. They're in Green Bay, Wisconsin. For Larry Rice and Jimmy Johnson, I'm Marty Reed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time we go off-road racing.
Don't miss the ESPN Sunday night game of the week as the Orioles take on the Royals tonight. Now, auto racing continues on ESPN Thunder next.